Whew. What's up, y'all? This little Texas heat, bruh. It's too early for it to be this hot. This heat don't come to play. It's gonna be 100 degrees all week. Like, I'm gonna be right in the house. I don't come out. I get out early, and I really woke up a little bit too late today. I should have been out here by 6 o'clock, 6:30. It's 7:30, and it's hot. Like, when it's hot like this, I don't come out until... So, when the sun is out, I'm in the house with it. I don't do heat. Never have done heat. But I wanted to talk to y'all because y'all already know I always got something. And as the new judge of Israel, aka the new judge of our community, because God has appointed me, I just be like, I be just sick of seeing stuff with us. Like, we just be lost all up in the sauce. And it's like, hello, is anyone home up there? Like, that's just how I be feeling about us. Like, what's not cooking? What don't be cooking? Why do we do some of the things that we do? I mean, I know why we do some of the things that we do. It's because we don't know no better. We perish for a lack of knowledge. God said that a long time ago, my people will perish for a lack of knowledge, because we are the one community that refuse to obtain knowledge. We refuse it. And when we do obtain knowledge, we don't use the knowledge. We don't take our lessons and turn it into wisdom. We don't learn from our lessons. But overall, this video was really to talk about why do black people put white people on some pedestal? Like, that's why they feel like they do amongst all other nations, because every nation puts them on some dang on pedestal. They are just as much of, no, it's no shade. I mean, it can be shady. It can. I don't even really care. But they are just as messed up. Because I was about to say something else. But I'm gonna water that part down just a little bit. Just water that part just a little bit. But I'm gonna just leave it at, they are just as messed up here as we are. They're just as messed up. So when I see black people be like, oh, because white people don't do this to each other. Who don't? A lot of y'all, the people who say that, have you studied white people? Because one thing about it, they study us. All of them. Chinese people study us. Everybody studies us. That's how they're able to know how we're going to move, what we like next, what we're going to do, especially the Chinese folks. Why do you think every time you go in a beauty supply store, they got the new stuff? They know they got the new stuff that we like out. They study us. But y'all don't study them. One thing about me, I'ma study the ops. Them. Not regular folk in my community, but even in business, you study your competitor. You study the ones who competing against you. You study the ones who want to oppress you. You study them. Like, so when it comes to this whole thing, oh, they don't do this. Yes, they do. Go right on their social media. You will see how they drag one another in the comments. They drag Tarek and Christina, because I like Tarek and Christina because of the show Flip or Flop, the HGTV show. And they drag Heather, and Heather is Tarek's new wife or whatever after Christina. They drag Heather. They drag them. Christina be having to turn her comments off how bad they drag her for getting another husband. Like she on a third husband. They drag that lady. Even working around them, like, and a lot of y'all work. I mean, don't y'all experience them? Like, do y'all not experience them to know that they go through the same things we go through? I worked in the online school, and most of the children that go there, and of course we have to deal with their parents, most of the children that attend come from those families, white families. And the issues that we used to have to face with custody battles, with bullying, they go through a lot of the same heinous things that we go through. They go through the same things. Let's be clear here. Who kids be powing up the schools? It ain't our kids that do that. Our kids are tough too. Our kids do some stuff. They'll smoke each other, but they ain't going up to the schoolhouse to blow it on all the kids. Our dudes gonna hit their target. A lot of them, some sloppy shooters. So yes, they end up hitting straight people that ain't supposed to be hit. But they're not that loose in the head where they go to the schools and hurting the kids. You know, Whew, the thing about it, I be out of breath doing these videos when I'm walking. But I like to get out here and walk while I do my videos, because it's like killing two birds in one stone. You feel me? Killing two birds with one stone. But man, stop that. Y'all don't. When I go walking at the lake, one thing about this, I be ear hustling. I'm always ear hustling because I like to collect data. Like, I like to collect data just to bring back stuff like this. I be like, the other day at the lake, they sitting up there talking about how her dad was a drug addict and how he messed up the family and all of this stuff. They go through the same thing. Some of they women, a lot of them, just stay. Just like some of black women. You just stay because of the image. Because you need your man as the babysitter at home. Because that's a lot of, all of them do. Half-ass babysitters at that. Don't even get me started on that. But y'all be wanting to be like them. A lot of them just show up as for an image. A lot of them are miserable. Go and Dr. Romney, who got millions of subscribers, and she's a psychologist. Go to all these psychologist pages. Look in the comments. Look in the comments and see who her audience is, and see all the things that they say about their parents. These two-parent households they come from. These so-called white parents that's supposed to be above all other parents. These white people that's supposed to be above all others. Look how they do their kids too. Did y'all forget what they did to us? It's like y'all forget that they are evil too. They mask it. They mask it more than we do. Some of us, I mean, we mask our shit too. But they mask it. They be in competition too. They compete too. They want to be like the others too. They'll sue each other too. Like, what? Just off of, I mean, even watching Lifetime alone will show y'all how wild they get down. I don't know if some of y'all watch Lifetime, but I used to always watch Lifetime. I haven't watched it in a long time because I don't even watch TV no more, but I can't wait to start watching Lifetime again. I like Lifetime movies. Because for one, and as I'm wiser now, and when I watch it, I hear how they even talk about business moves. And that's what I wanted to say, because we always focus on everything else. We want to be like them in every other way, but y'all don't want to study their money management ways. Y'all don't want to study how they invest. Y'all don't want to study how they stay on top of us financially. Y'all don't want to study that. And me, that's when I first started, you know, wanting to change my mind, change my life. I read books from them. I watch them. This is why I study the people who are in the position that I want to be. Most of us aren't in the position financially. But when I do find people like Noel or other black people who are thriving, who are successful, multimillionaires, you know, who know what to do with their money. When I do, like, I like Lynn Richardson too. I don't watch her too much no more, but in the beginning I used to. But when I watch, I like to see my other black folks too doing it. But it don't be that many black people that's successful that really want to teach you that stuff. These white folk though, they be teaching it. And even if they don't teach it, I'll read their books. This is why I read books. I don't read no books just for fun. I read books for the education. And they know we don't read. That article that I did that time, I don't even remember which video it is. But the article, it was an article about how everything was designed to keep us down. You know, everything. And I probably need to do another video about that. I gotta find that article. But it was about the rat experiment, how they compare us to rats, and how they did the experiment on the rats. And they tried that out and they implemented that on the black community, which led to neglectful mothers in the hoods. Like, everything was set up to keep us down. Everything from day one, since the beginning of time, was set up to keep us down. I told you, I ain't dropped that video yet. Everything about how they have manipulated the time, the calendars, the seasons, they manipulated everything because it was going to get us off track. I didn't understand how deep this stuff got until I started reading our Bible, until I started reading Jubilee, the books that they done took out of the Bible. Jasher, like, man, this stuff gets so deep. It's sad that they've been working so long to keep us down. But when I was reading that article, it said, it was like, because it was saying something, I'm gonna go back and get it, but it was saying something, the person who did the article, because I think it was like an African guy or something that did the whole study or whatever, and it was like the one Black people will never know this because they don't read. They won't even read this article. Like, this is what it said. It said it'll be that one person that read that article, and that'll make him. It was like something. It was. I'm gonna read it to y'all in another video. I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna find that video, and we're gonna read it, and we're gonna talk about it together, because y'all gotta know this information. And we do perish, like I said, for a lack of knowledge, because we don't read. We won't pick up a book. And that's why those are the only type of books I read. I only read financial literacy books because I want to know. I want to know what to do. Like, I want to know. Even before I took this little whole journey to Texas, that's what I used to do. That's how I knew to start investing in index funds. That's how I started being able to save money and knowing what to do. Like, that's how I was able to do that stuff. And investing in that stuff, when, yes, I couldn't keep on investing in it because hard times came and I needed to pull the money, but at least it was making money while I was in there. At least I was able to have that money over there for when I really did need it. Like, but now when we get back on the up and ups, I already know exactly, I know what to do. Because I've been reading, studying, during my down season. I still been reading, I still been studying them. I still been studying their ways. I still been reading my books. And now I read the Bible. Like, that's where a lot of my focus go to now, is reading, because truth be told, all the answers is in there. All the answers about the tax collector, all the answers really is in the Bible. God is the one who told you to have 7 streams of income. If y'all read the Bible, all the answers, the key to wealth is in the Bible. And as I read it, I be like, oh, that's why I said I can't wait till I get back to that part about the tax collector to see the real, like, tea, how to really, you know, because one thing about it, I ain't gonna say that part, I'm gonna leave some stuff you gotta just leave out. But everything is in there. And we perish for a lack of knowledge because we don't want to pick up no books. And when I saw that in the article, I was like, because it said it'll be that one black person that will read or something like that. I'm gonna read that article to y'all. When I get in the house, I'm gonna read that article to y'all. They'll say, yeah, that's me. And I'm gonna get all the tea and I'm gonna take it back to my people. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm like the little, they be thinking I'm walking around there. The whole time I'm scoping y'all out. Like they sent the spies in the Bible. Yeah, that's me. I'm the spies coming to spy out what I need to get, seek out our land, figure out the tea, and I'm gonna bring it back to my people. It's okay, y'all. Y'all don't gotta do the reading, cause I'm gonna do it all, and I'm gonna bring all the tea back. I'm gonna bring it all back. I'm gonna go out here and do all of it. I'm gonna do all of it. I'm gonna do all the dirty work, and I'm gonna come back and bring y'all all the tea, cause I'm sick of this for us, and I can't have this. I can't have this. Like, we gotta know who we are. I hate seeing us perish, literally, be zombies. Like, being downtown, being at the, yesterday, I just was like, oh, I hate seeing this for our people. Like, just literally walking zombies. Like, we alive, but you just can tell a lot of us be dead inside. Like, we're dead inside, have no life, no substance inside. But we really got it deep down within us. It's just nobody has pulled it out. Nobody has watered the seed. We've been polluting our seeds since they came out the coochie. We polluting our seeds, polluting our kids, letting a government pollute us. Enough is enough, bruh. That's why we gotta wake up. We need knowledge. You need knowledge. It's through reading, how you learn things, through taking classes. And even with taking classes, you still gotta do your own due diligence. That's why one thing about me is I'll take advice and I'll listen to people. I'll listen to people that's doing better than me, but guess what? I gotta, it's just in me. I don't know if it's a trust issues, but I gotta do my due diligence too. Let me go research this. Cause I mean, I have the capabilities. I know how to read, I know how to write, I know how to comprehend. We have internet. I love Google. And I think that's the one thing that I think college taught me, was how to be resourceful. A lot of us don't know how to be resourceful. We be crying about our situation. We don't even understand that there's so much help out here. There's so much help. There's so much help, especially for those of us that are at the bottom, in poverty. You get the most help. You can get more help than a person who's working a regular job. The middle class, you can get get put in better positions than them. When I was at the shelter, I mean, you get free cosmetology classes. I already got my cosmetology license. So of course, I ain't take that, and I'm not into doing hair anyway. But I do still keep my hair license because I get to get discounts at the beauty supply store with my hair license. So I'm always keep that. And I don't know, I might go back into that one day, trying to open up a beauty supply store. Because at first, I wanted to do that. I used to have an online beauty supply store. If y'all look back at the beginning of my channel, that was one of my first videos, is me talking about how I open my online beauty supply store. But I still keep that. Like, I'm always keep I remember my mom told me, no, never let that expire. Even though it's in Maryland, I'm still gonna keep it because I can still use it, even though it's from Maryland. Because I definitely get my discount when I go to the beauty supply store every time. But I forgot what I was about to say. But all in all, we need to get the education. We need to study the opposition, because they study us. They study us. They know our habits. They know us. This is how they're able to play with us. They study our minds. They get into our mind. They affect our mind. And I already told y'all, that's why I already be in people's mind. Like, not necessarily in your mind, but I pay attention to behaviors. And that's all you gotta do. You pay attention to people's behaviors, you can tell a lot about them. Like, that's why I wanted to go back to school for psychology. And my mama said, that's what crazy people do. Whatever, call me crazy or whatever. I want to get into people's minds so I could change your mind, like, and get you to flourish. It ain't to get into your mind like these narcs do, to bring you down. They want to manipulate. Nah, I want better for us. I want better for myself, so I want better for everybody else. Like, I think we deserve it. We've been through a whole lot. There's no reason why we shouldn't be helping one another get to the top. There's no reason why we should have this crab in a barrel mentality. Like, there's no reason. There's no reason. We're supposed to be the one that's dominating. And that's why it's like, I be asking God, like, why on earth? Because I get mad when I read this stuff. That's why sometimes it be stressing me out to read that Bible. Because I be like, ugh. It just make me mad. Like, dang, it's like we ask for a lot of the stuff that we go through because we turned away from our God. We didn't turn away from our God. But now I see why the attack was on black men. And a lot of these black men, they've been hurt. A lot of people do have church hurt. And a lot of people they've been hurt by the church. And now they run away from God. Hearing the dude the other day, I was on a live, and the guy was like, you know, because she on her walk with God, and her friend, which is a guy, you know, he said, he was like, I'm not saved. She was like, you proud to say that too, huh? You proud to say that? And people in the comments was like, well, why you don't go to, you know, whatever, why you don't go to church? He was like, because my uncle a preacher, and he, you know, basically he's some trash. Like, he be lying. He said, and he be lying like a motherfucker. So, you know, people have family members too. You know, people have had their experiences with the church. So I think it has pushed them away from God, because once again, I said people equate God to the church when God does not dwell in no temple. God is a spirit, and he can move anyway. And where he might dwell today, if this church start leading people astray, he will remove himself. His presence will always, even within us, just like he did them in the Bible. I mean, he can appoint you today because you was on your right and narrow path. But then if you start going astray and leading his people astray and start doing abominable acts, he'll leave you. His spirit will no longer dwell within you. The demon gonna start dwelling within you. He over here playing tennis. It's too hot to be playing so damn tennis. It's too hot to be out here walking for real. But anyways, y'all, stop idolizing them folk. They are just as messy as us. They're just as messy. I mean, we get that wicked behavior from what they did to us. This is how we know even a lot of the wicked behaviors to do. Because for real, we sweet souls for real. Until we was tainted by them folks. Until our grandparents and stuff was affected by them. for what they have done to them back in the days, and that behavior that was done to them has now been passed down to the generation. This is where these beatings come from. They done got beat by their masters. So now our parents think that's a form of discipline. That's how you get people to do what you want, by beating them. Like, pay attention. Pay attention. A lot of the wicked we do is because we got from them. And we all know these other nations really serve other gods. When y'all really understand where Christianity come from, it's because of the wicked acts that they was doing over there in Europe. Them white folk was doing. Them Catholics was doing. These are the people who wanted to get free from that. Because they serve a different God. Catholicism, I don't care what nobody, Catholicism serve a different God. These people serve a different God. They serve the Dagons. They serve Baal and them. Y'all know Baal. Y'all know Baal is wicked. That's where the Jezebel spirit stem from. Baal. Like I said, I'm gonna really talk more about that. But they served them, and those people, they wanted to get free from that. They were slaves to their own people. It's like they wanted to break free, come to a new land, and start all over. And when they started all over, they started this Christianity movement. They started this movement. And of course, they took some of the acts that came from them and put it over here into this new religion. Like, do your research. Do your research. Even what I was telling y'all in these Russia videos on my playlist about the attack that they gonna do, and with the Pope and all of that, everything connected, how those Vatican banks, the Catholic stuff, they fund a lot of our churches over here. They fund a lot of stuff over here. That's why you gotta do your research and stop idolizing them, acting like they're so sweet. First of all, I'm not gonna say that there aren't some that's sweet. Just like it's some of us that's sweet. It's some Hispanics that's sweet. Like, it's in all of us. We have some nice people amongst us. There are some nice folks, but not all of them. Not all of them. And they still do shady stuff to one another, and they still will do shady stuff to us. Like, this is why you never gonna see me trying to be, that's not ever my goal. For one, I don't, like, titles, none of that stuff mean nothing to me. I'm not trying to fit in with nobody. I don't want to kick it with nobody. Like, I'm not trying to kick it with the white folk. I ain't trying to get rich and kick it with them and now assimilate with them and act like I'm a white person. No, never that. Never that. I ain't trying to kick it with no celebrities. That's like, them people are regular people to me. And that's what I don't understand about black people and why y'all idolize these celebrities. I hate when I hear people talking about, oh, my celebrity friends. Fuck your celebrity friends. Like, they're regular ass people. They got money and fame. And a lot of them are wicked. Like, I don't get people. Like, it's just a person. Like, y'all would cherish some of these folk more than you cherish your own people that's around you that love and support you on a daily. Like, how, Sway? How? That's why I be like, I just be want to knock on people's head like, hello? Is anyone home? Is anyone home? The math is not mathing to me. Like, come on, y'all. Dang. Y'all be always talking about this. Y'all need to get around them folk. Hear how shady they are. Them women, that's what I'm saying. Y'all keep idolizing their relationships, man. All them DV cases I got, all them women and they dating judges, dating officers, they stop idolizing them folk. They go through in your relationships, they going through the same stuff. Same stuff. They feel like they're stuck though because they're taught that. They're trained to stay. I told y'all that in that video on my playlist about what the white woman said about how they inferior, how they feel about black women, like how they really admire us for real. They admire our strength because a lot of them know that they have to stay. This is why they try to like convince us to stay with each other like them, even though we getting treated like trash by a nigga. Like, no, it's not to condone broken homes, but you can't enable people. When you stay around with someone, you're enabling them. If more women, we don't realize our power. If more women will hold men accountable, they, as a masses, they will have to change. If all the women got together and said, no more coochie, no more this, them niggas will be doing everything you told them to do. They'll be doing it all, because really, men project onto us their fears. Because a lot of them are afraid of dying alone. Because a lot of them, first of all, we all die alone, for one. Let's be clear. Unless you and your partner are both, y'all heart stop beating at the same time, y'all get knocked off at the same time, literally heartbeat stop beating at the same time, you're dying alone, baby. You dying alone. So I don't even understand that whole concept. Like, I don't be understanding that whole concept. But what was I also about to say? Because for real, I can talk all day. Because y'all be having it all type of confused. Then I forgot what I was about to say. But a lot of them feel like they have to stay. Because they have to show up like this. People care about showing up in society when they go to the stores, when they go to the mall, when you go to the park. You want to show up like this. When you go to certain events, you want to show up like this because it looks like this, if not this. Baby, you got to care about what's really going on in the inside at home. You got to care about what's really going on at home. Not what you show up to the world as. Show up what's real. Because you show up to the world all happy-go-lucky, and really, people who know better, they can tell you really miserable inside. Because I'll save that video for another day. You can tell. I be seeing her like, that's why the fuck y'all always looking at me. And they be wondering why she's so happy. Because I ain't got nobody stressing me out like you. Like, I sleep wonderfully better than my kids every night. I sleep good as hell every night. Like, shoot, and when I need help, guess who's gonna help me? Your husband. Your man gonna be the one to come help, even if I'm paying him. Your man, I'm gonna use your man to come help me. I don't gotta have no man in my goddamn house, because I can get yours to come over here and do the damn work for me. Shit. Not that I'm one of them type that be, want to sleep with your man, because y'all already know I don't play second to none. I don't play second to nobody. Period. But why would I have to sleep with my enemy every night just to have a man in the house? I don't have to do that. Like, y'all be wanting to care about what's going on, how you show up in the world as, but not caring about how much suffering really going on in the house. And then you want to tell your kids, don't be telling what's going on in here. Got them kids suffering because of how you want to show up to the world as. Like, be for real. Be for real. Y'all be tripping for real. Now you wonder why your kids acting out in school. Why they doing this? Why they acting like this? Because of what you do. You're producing the mental illnesses in them. Hello? You're producing it. Like, you're showing your kids from day one. Your kids are watching you. Like I say all the time, my little 2-year-old, that little girl, all she do is watch me and her sister. Especially her sister. She copy everything that girl do. I like say, Lonnie, this is why you gotta set a good example for her. Because she watching everything you do. She be looking at everything her sister do. She copying it. Like, everything she see me do, she copying it. So we gotta set a good example. They watching, And y'all need to be watching too. And be better observers of what's really going on out here. Because y'all got it all misconstrued. These people are not perfect. They are not God. They are not who we should be aspiring to be. At all. At all. Some of the things that, man, they wild. They're wild. And then y'all, just like y'all talk about our reality shows, but they do reality shows too. Do y'all see how they act too? Like, they do that stuff too. But we get condemned. We get condemned. Oh, we gotta act like this when we're around them. Man, screw them. What? F them people. What is y'all saying? Like, I could go on all day about this. And when I get in the house, I'm gonna do that other video. Cause I'm just sick of it. Y'all need to understand, them people are fake. They're fake as hell. They put on shows. They wear masks, nothing but masks. They're fake. They're fake. And I never trust them. I live around all white folks. I think it's like one other black family that live around here. And I bet you, I ain't never met them or nothing, but I bet you they be trying to be just like the white folks. And some of y'all want to be just like them. You freaking Oreos. Like, y'all some clowns. And this ain't to everybody, but if it don't apply, let it fly. But if the shoe fit, wear that motherfucker and wear it proudly. And until the next time, you guys, deuces.